heart. Often a girl who has sought in marriage only the union of two pure affections receives the sudden revelation of physical love, that energetic conclusion of the purest impressions of the soul. In the midst of these thoughts I fell asleep. I was awakened by a letter from Marguerite containing these words: "Here are my orders. Tonight at the Vaudeville. Come during the third entr'acte." I put the letter into a drawer, so that I might always have it at hand in case I doubted its reality, as I did from time to time. She did not tell me to come to see her during the day, and I dared not go. But I had so great a desire to see her before the evening that I went to Champs-Élysées, where I again saw her pass and repass, as I had on the previous day. At 7 o'clock I was at the Vaudeville. Never had I gone to a theatre so early. The boxes filled one after another. Only one remained empty, the stage box. At the beginning of the third act I heard the door of the box, on which my eyes had been almost constantly fixed, open, and Marguerite appeared. She came to the front at once, looked around the stalls, saw me, and thanked me with a look. That night she was marvellously beautiful. Was I the cause of this coquetry? Did she love me enough to believe that the more beautiful she looked, the happier I should be? I did not know, but if that had been her intention, she certainly succeeded, for when she appeared all heads turned, and the actor who was then on stage looked to see who had produced such an effect on the audience by her mere presence there. And I had the key of this woman's room, and in 3 or 4 hours she would again be mine. People blame those who let themselves be ruined by actresses and kept women. What astonishes me is that 20 times greater follies are not committed for them. One must have lived that life, as I have, to know how much the little vanities which they afford their lovers every day help to fasten deeper into the heart, since we have no other words for it, the love which he has for them. Prudence next took her place in the box, and a man, whom I recognized as the Comte de G., seated himself at the back. As I saw him, a cold shiver went through my heart. Doubtless Marguerite perceived the impression made on me by the presence of this man, for she smiled to me again, and, turning her back to the Count, appeared to be very attentive to the play. At the third entr'acte she turned and said 2 words. The Count left the box, and Marguerite beckoned me to come to her. "Good evening," she said, as I entered, holding out her hand. "Good evening," I replied to both Marguerite and Prudence. "Sit down." "But I am taking someone's place. Isn't the Comte de G. coming back?" "Yes, I sent him to fetch some sweets, so that we could talk by ourselves for a moment. Madame Duvernoy is in the secret." "Yes, my children," said she, "have no fear, I shall say nothing." "What is the matter with you tonight?" said Marguerite, rising and coming to the back of the box and kissing me on the forehead. "I am not well." "You should go to bed," she replied, with that ironic air which went so well with her delicate and witty face. "Where?" "At home." "You know that I shouldn't be able to sleep there." "Well, then, it won't do for you to come and be pettish here because you have seen a man in my box." "It is not for that reason." "Yes, it is. I know, and you are wrong, so let us say no more about it. You will go back with Prudence after the theatre, and you will stay there till I call. Do you understand?" "Yes." How could I disobey? "You still love me?" "Can you ask? You have thought of me?" "All day long." "Do you know that I am really afraid that I shall get very fond of you? Ask Prudence." "Ah," said she, "it is amazing." "Now you must go back to your seat. The Count will be coming back, and there is nothing to be gained by his finding you here." "Because you don't like seeing him?" "No." Only if you had told me that you wanted to come to the vaudeville tonight, I would have got this box for you as well as he. Unfortunately, he got it for me without my asking him, and he asked me to go with him. You know well enough that I couldn't refuse. All that I could do was to write and tell you where I was going, so that you could see me, and because I wanted to see you myself. But since this is the way you thank me, I shall profit by the lesson. I was wrong. Forgive me. Well and good. And now go back nicely to your place, and, above all, no more jealousy." She kissed me again, and I left the box. In the passage I met the Count coming back. I returned to my seat. After all, the presence of M. de G. in Marguerite's box was the most natural thing in the world. He had been her lover. He sent her a box. He accompanied her to the theatre. It was all quite natural, and if I was to have a mistress like Marguerite, I should have to get used to her ways. None the less, I was very unhappy all the rest of the evening, and went away very sadly after having seen Prudence, the Count, and Marguerite get into the carriage which was waiting for them at the door. However, a quarter of an hour later I was at Prudence's. She had only just got in. End of chapter 12. Recording by Mistopheles.